What is going on, everyone? Thanks for stopping by at Invest with alliseeisW to see another episode where I'm going to be talking about the overall stock market and share with you one company stock in the electric vehicle space that I believe has the potential for bullish significant runs where you can get huge return on investment. Now, if you're new to this channel where the goal is to gain on positive proceeds and to lead with an altruistic mindset, I would really appreciate the love by hitting the thumbs up and subscribing for more related content. Now, let's begin and talk about the overall markets today. S&P Dow Jones hovered up significantly today, right? And it's gaining back the margins from what happened last week. We know last week was a huge bloodbath. Year to date, we're beginning to see overall positive return on investment, right? January was a solid year, right? Last week was one of the worst weeks. However, just based on today's performance, we're beginning to see the bullish signals continue, and investors are awaiting to see inflation data that's going to be released very soon, as well as consumer price index with overall service and goods. So all of this information will really drive the overall markets, right? And we're beginning to see investor confidence based on where we see the overall stock market. Now, most of you are wondering what sectors will likely have a positive benefit from all of this, right? I believe that in the year 2023, we're going to see a huge run in the electric vehicle space. We know that there's lots of countries attracted to this where, a lot of countries are focusing on shifting from like oil, not to say that oil is going away, but bolstering the infrastructure around electric vehicles. And I'm going to share with you one EV company that I believe can really add value, and that is Mullen Automotive, ticker MULN. I'll share with you what my price target is for the year 2023 and also share with you really good source data that was just released today. Let's begin, guys. Now, first off, just wanted to share with you the overall price of Mullen. As you can see today, it reached a 3.82% gain at the end of the market, and in the aftermarket, it hovered up to about 38 cents. Right, so that's looking solid. Now, when we look at the year to date overall, it's gone up by about 18%. Also, understanding that in the month of December, it was actually hovering at like the low 18 cents, as you can see here, and it's been picking up ground here. So we seen it double if you look at it from a zoomed out perspective. Comparing it from like the price when it was back in December. Now, if we were to zoom out even further on like a 1 year time scale here, it's down by about 65% overall. And at one point back in Q1 of 2022, this company's share price ran all the way up to like $3.31. Now, if we zoom out even further, we look at it from a hindsight perspective. Back in 2020, Mullen ran all the way up to $16 in 2021, late 2021 here, $13. Now, if you're looking at it from a zoomed out perspective, buying low, selling high right now is just going to be the way to make huge return on investment. And I believe that Mullen is going to get back into the whole dollar share price range. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We know that Mullen Automotive is not going to go out of business. In fact, they are, expanding their initiatives all around Southern California. We've heard about the LAX deal, working with an aviation company, right? With the aviation company having like 52 airline sites and having the goal of using Mullen Automotive specifically for the aviation industry. That's huge news, especially with LAX. There's so much high volume foot trafficking. So that's a positive milestone that's coming out from the recent news. And I just wanted to share with you just recent news that was released from Market Beat here from NASDAQ.com, and basically the article is just saying that there's bullish sentiment building on this electric vehicle car manufacturer, right? I mean, Of course, there's always going to be risk associated with investing. However, there's just bullish sentiment building up in this stock. And the number one most telling news is a filing by the Vanguard Group stating a more than doubling of their position in this EV company. And according to the filing, right, about 3 days ago, the company owns more than 45 million shares, which can be expected to grow. In addition to Vanguard, there's other institutions that are just scooping up the stock shares because when institutions buy low, they know that eventually it will go up at a higher price. What goes down will eventually go back up. And just based on institutional investments, there's more investors aside from Vanguard. So it's not just Vanguard alone, right? You have other companies like Citigroup, UBS, and Bank of America actually invested in Mullen Automotive, right? That's just huge news. Yes, we understand that, this is a penny stock. However, there's going to be that high risk, high return type of deal, right? With institutional involvement at a current levels helps to establish a floor and a target where they can be expected to buy. So overall catalysts are brewing for Mullen Automotive, right? We know there's been just tons of news being released with the catalyst of its vans, as well as iGo being launched in Europe, specifically in the Ireland region, right? With iGo launching into other countries, it was really impacted due to COVID and the supply chain. However, now that iGo is now launched in Ireland, that's a stepping point there. So eventually, production is going to increase. Positive return on cash flow is going to increase. But just with that recent deal, working with an aviation company, I think that's just going to be the start of seeing this company's share price go up, and we're going to attract a lot more investors, and that's why I've actually bought Mullen as well. Now, in light of the market, this should see a short interest continue to dwindle, right? The question is, what are short sellers going to do, right? I mean, now fear is kicking in for all the bears who are trying to short Mullen. I believe Mullen has the pendulum in favor for confidence right now, and this is only going to bring up the share price overall. Now, bears are saying, oh, it's going to be dropping down to 18 cents, but really I don't foresee that to happen. I really do believe that we've seen the basement low already, and if we just zoom out here to the 1 year range, I'm forecasting that in the year 2023, we're going to see Mullen Automotive at a minimum reach $2. That's at a minimum, because the sky's the limit with this company. And just with the overall market sentiment, we're beginning to see a lot more investors investing in Mullen. As you can see here, the 52-week high was at $4 at one point. We've gone past the 18 cents. We won't see that anymore. And that's my price target at $2 at a minimum for this year. So there you have it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, Mullen Automotive. If you did, I'd appreciate you showing some love, hitting the thumbs up, subscribing, and leave your comments and questions down below. Thank you all.